Vicki Willis. I am founder in residence, DJD. I was originally one of the 3 founders.
Michèle Moss, and I'm here as one of the co-founders.
And I am Hannah Stilwell, also a co-founder with these 2 lovelies.
In dance class.
1973 first. I auditioned for and was accepted to the Young Canadians of the Calgary Stampede. And there was a jazz teacher, and I had never taken jazz before. I was 13 years old. And that teacher was the very young Ms. Willis, Ms. Adams at the time. And yeah, so I fell in love with jazz and her integrity and her ability to bring the best out of everybody. I remember her finding something good about me in a way that nobody else had. So that's how we met. I went to a restaurant in 1978 and saw this very beautiful woman who was serving at the restaurant, and we got to chatting, and that was this one right here. It turns out we both danced, and then from there.
And then I went to class. A friend of mine told me about Vicki Willis, and so I went to Vicki's class at a church. And after class, and it was wonderful, and after class Hannah and I stopped on the landing, and we didn't shut up for 2 hours, even though we were slightly chilly.
Stood in the snow and talked our faces off. And I'm not sure if it was that day, but it was right around that time that Michèle said, I wish I could be a dancer in a dance company. Mm-hmm. And I was like, put that little thought aside for a while. What do you remember, Ms. Vicki?
I remember you when I first taught you as a young and at times outspoken dancer. And I remember the 2 of them in those classes back in the church, and what fun we had. And yeah,
always fun.
Yeah.
So it was our first show, and we incorporated on March 27th. So we started making a show and booked a theater for September. So we had a few months, but we also had other jobs and other things to do because there wasn't exactly a big paycheck involved. Worked in the basement of the university, then we used the education studio and just met when we could. So what was that like for you, Vicki, when you thought, oh God, I have to make a show? What am I going to do?
Well, we did get a student employment grant for that summer, which is great. And it started with the 4 of you, the 2 of you, and Jill Curry and Sean Cheeseman. I was in heaven in the studio in the basement of Education Building because I had these 4 beautiful dancers who were willing to do anything. I still remember the day when the 4 of you were sort of tied up in a knot on the floor. And
like this?
And I was thinking aloud and thinking something about a pirouette, and I said something about perhaps there could be a pirouette, and all of a sudden I saw these 3 people trying their darndest to do a pirouette on the floor. And I thought, what more do you want as a choreographer? The most willing, beautiful dancers you could imagine. It was lovely, and it was lovely to feel that they were capable of whatever I was going to throw at them. It was a lovely, fulsome show, which was we initially had dates planned for it, but then we held it over. At that point, we were like, and over and over and over. And it was like, this was a pretty good idea. Maybe we should do it again next summer, you know?